Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're here to talk about the newest edition in Netflix's bullshit. And the latest entry in Netflix's slop is The Union, starring Mark Wahlberg and Halle Berry. A movie so interesting and entertaining as spending a day at the DMV. This movie is so forgettable that when I woke up this morning, I was like, wait, I'm reviewing something, right? What am I reviewing? And I was like, oh yeah, The Union, the movie that I watched yesterday. This movie is so dumb that I felt like I was losing brain cells as the movie went on. So strap yourselves in as we tear this movie apart. And to be honest, I don't know how long this video is going to be because there's not much to say. So it's a spy movie, and guess what? There's a list out there of every CIA agent, FBI agent, and you know, the list is out there in the open for the villains to have, and it's up to our good guys to get that list back. I mean, this is a plot we've seen so many times, and the fact that we're recycling it is, you know, ridiculous. And what's the catch? Well, this organization, the Union, needs help from Mark Wahlberg, a blue-collar worker in New Jersey. And no, I'm not making this up. You see, Halle Berry and Mark Wahlberg had a thing when they were in high school, and she knows that he's a construction worker, and he's a perfect blue-collar worker, the blue-collar worker we need to get the list of the CIA agents back. So they recruit him, they train him, there's a montage of him learning how to fire weapons, to drive cars, and to do hand-to-hand combat, and after that montage, he's basically Jason Bourne. And I want to talk about this blue-collar worker thing for a minute because it makes no fucking sense. It's like the movie kind of like portrays it as like, hey, we're getting blue collar workers to be agents, and that's a good thing. And I think we as an audience are like, aw, that is kind of cool. That is kind of cool for the blue collar workers to be an agent. But it's not. It's fucking dumb. Like, they don't explore any of this at all. It's like, okay, you want to hire these people to be CIA agents, but like, it's never really explored. Like, how does this all work? Like, how do you benefit as an organization by hiring blue-collar workers? Like, we need to see how that benefits the organization. For instance, there's an action scene that takes place early on in the movie, like the big first kind of action set piece, and there's a shootout in the street, and Halle Berry's like, we need backup. And next thing you know, there's like I think there's like a construction worker guy who's working on a telephone pole, and then he like reaches for a gun. I think there's another guy who's like waving traffic. He pulls for a gun, and they start helping out. And I'm like, how is that any different than having like plainclothes agents just like around the environment? How is that any different? You could have a guy reading a newspaper on a picnic bench. You could have a couple agents sitting outside a cafe, you know, just having an espresso. How is that any different than a blue? It's not. So it's like this. It's fucking ridiculous. I feel like I'm getting stupider the more I talk about this movie. Then there's Mark Wahlberg and Halle Berry, which, you know, they're doing their thing. Mark Wahlberg's Mark Wahlberg and Halle Berry's doing Halle Berry. You know, there was no chemistry. I don't believe any of this whatsoever. It is, oh my god, it's so bad. And this is an action movie. Like, you have one job, which is like, have exhilarating, fun, tense action scenes, and they don't even deliver that. Although I will give this movie some points. I'll give it some points, for Christ's sake. The last like 10 minutes of this movie, there's like a big action set piece, and it's like 15% entertaining. You know what I mean? The whole movie is 0% entertaining, 0%. But at least the last like 15-20 minutes is 15% entertaining. And you know what? I'll take 15% over 0%. So the movie has that going for it. And there's moments of this movie where I felt like I was a step ahead of the movie, which is not a good sign. For instance, there is a semi-famous actor in the opening set piece of the film, which is a completely forgettable and stupid set piece. But anyways, I'm looking at this actor and he dies, and I'm like, did they really just hire this actor to do this generic action scene that opens the movie? I'm like, no, that guy's not dead. And guess what? He shows up halfway through the movie, not dead. And then when he shows up, he has a story about how he survived and what he's been doing. And I'm like, that's all bullshit. He's the villain of the movie. And then guess what? He's the villain of the movie. I'm just like, fuck me, man. Yeah, I don't know how much longer I can talk about this movie because there's nothing to fucking gain from this movie. Like, I will say this is not a bad movie. It's just a fucking boring, uninteresting, mundane, you know, like when I was watching it, I think I was like just brain dead. Like that's what this movie does. It fucking turns you into a brain dead zombie. At least when a movie is bad, I can like, haha, that's hilarious and stupid. That's fun. You know, it can be a little bit fun when a movie is really bad. It can, you know, it's the whole like so bad it's good. But this doesn't even come close to that. It's so bad it's good. It's just It's just so fucking blah. This is a nothing burger. Nothing. So yeah, guys, did you check out The Union? What did you think about the movie? Is this like your favorite movie of the year? Which, you know, I don't pass judgment on this show, but if this is your favorite movie of the year, then fucking God bless you. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. If this is your favorite movie of the year, then like, I beg you to please watch more movies, because if this is your example of a good movie, then fuck me, man. Humanity's lost. But yeah, I hated this movie. It's just another, like I said in my opening, it's just another Netflix slop. It'll be number one on Netflix for a week, and then it'll just be buried by the algorithm. No one will talk about it. Everyone will forget it. In fact, I forgot it after a day. So that's just my opinion. Let me know what you thought of the movie. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know in the comments. Love to hear your thoughts. And until the next time, I will see you on the next one.